Welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, everybody. The party wakes up from their restful night, as restful as it can be, in Misty Rapids at the Bogview Inn.
Do we still all have our souls?
You don't notice anything missing.
All right.
And here you are.
Would Malika feel a difference?
I mean, yeah, if we don't notice the difference, then I don't see why it matters.
Well, let's go and meet this fabled Lich Guard, shall we?
Sure. Allow me to do the talking when we meet the Baron. As a man of the highest social status, I think it's the best shot we have of getting to a good start with him.
Sure, with the Baron, but here's what I'm thinking. If even half of what they say about this wizard is true, perhaps a cleric of a good god and a ranger, maybe he won't open up to you. Maybe he'll be a bit more suspicious, especially if this place we need to ask him about really is, something to do with the Lich. He's unlikely to want to speak about it with someone who may want to see him dead for even mentioning it.
Are you sure you're comfortable with speaking with him alone?
I could phrase it, asking for his help to identify a type of magic, a type of spell. And I'll say it's not because I heard that he might know this particular feeling, but rather because he's such a powerful and learned wizard that he might know what I speak of. And then if he refuses to help, then I won't press it. I don't think he would kill us simply for existing.
No, I don't either, but he might be unwilling to talk about it.
You should mention that we are working for the Count of Newfort on this matter. He gave the order. So maybe they will let us in easier because of that.
I think if we speak to the Baron with Carl there, perhaps myself and him can just head to a room nearby. You can be there outside. He's unlikely to murder me with you right there. I can simply shout and have you come out. But I feel like he's going to be suspicious of a cleric and a ranger showing up and asking him about these things.
You might want to have me come with you. You can do the speaking, but you might want me to be in the room at least. I'd like to hear what he has to say.
I know. I just don't think we've got one chance at this, and if we cause him to be paranoid, then
I'm quite proficient at putting on a friendly face. I have no desire of putting this man off before we ask him questions.
He's no idiot, though. He knows which god you serve, or he will.
I mean no ill will to him.
Sure, but there are some things that Chiss might look down upon that he won't want to.
I don't plan to probe his mind or search for his deepest secrets. I just want to know if he can identify a type of magic for me.
I shrug and say, well, I'm going to see if I can study with him sometime anyway, so perhaps if he doesn't open up at first, maybe I'll get a chance to speak to him later.
Sure.
All right.
Then let's go.
Okay.
We shouldn't hang around too long.
Jeeves has already asked for directions to the keep, and he takes you along this trail deeper into town and then out towards the Tether Wilds, heading south over a large hill. And when you crest the hill, you can see this tiny little keep off in the distance. It's not the biggest keep anyone's ever seen, and it doesn't look all that impressive. There's a weird silvery line running down one side of it that kind of baffles the mind and reflects light at you and is odd and confusing, and you're not sure what the hell it is.
Okay.
What is that?
I'm sure it's okay.
Looks like the mirror.
As you draw closer, the odd silvery line disappears from view as you get below the walls of the keep.
Mm-hmm.
There is a single guard on the wall.
Well, Van, this is your bit.
Of course. I approach the gate and say, "Hail!"
The gates are closed.
We still have night ambience.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Should be.
Around the keep is always night.
It's so difficult to look at notes, manage the stream, play the game, change overlays, change music.
Yeah. DMing on its own is hard. DMing while running the stream and all that other ambience is probably much worse.
It's difficult. The woman guarding the gate is young, in her 20s somewhere, but she's tall and scrawny. She's wearing leather armor and has with herself a shield. She looks down on you and says, who goes there? The gates are closed.
I'm Van Helsing of Shirebrook. I've been formally appointed by the Baroness regarding an investigation into the Shadow Mountain. I'd like to speak to your Baron of this matter.
Step out of your wagon, all of your people. Throw down your armor. Take off your spell components, you there, wizard man. Drop your staves. Completely surrender yourselves and disarm yourselves, and then you will be permitted entrance.
Sure, I would like some sort of assurance that my gear will be well kept while we're inside.
It'll be sitting out here in the exact spot you left it. You can have your servant keep an eye on it.
Fair enough. I guess we can keep it in the carriage. And then I do what she says. I take the armor off and everything.
How small can I shrink my stuff? 6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't make it smaller.
I'll just drop my staff off in the carriage and pull out a knife and hold it up and throw it in.
Okay. She watches to make sure that you take off all your weapons and armor. Not armor. Your armor can stay on, but all of your weapons.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was...
No. Armor can stay.
Cool.
Malachi, she does call out to you specifically a second time and asks you to remove all of your spell components.
Just do it, Malachi. There's no point in
So what I'll do is...
people.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got a lot of spell components, right? Like, can I not just... I'll select a choice few and throw a bag of this here, or throw a few bags in the carriage, but keep... You know, like all the spell components that I haven't learned for today, I'll just throw them all in, but I'll keep the ones I need for today.
Alright, so you discard...
Do I notice that he stole some bags on him?
Excuse me?
Yeah, but it's inside my robes and stuff. I mean, it's not that easy to know that I have...
I'm just asking if I notice. Right. I see him like taking stuff out, but do I notice that he's not taking all of his bags off?
Probably not. I don't think you have paid that much attention to the things that he carries on him.
Neil, what about backpacks?
Nope, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I just...
Walk in your clothes and armor only. She lets you know.
One thing that I do though, Neil, let me just write down what spells I've got here. I'm going to, before I get out of the carriage, I'm going to cast Shield on myself.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if, you were already out of the carriage at some point.
Yeah, I walked back in to put all my stuff away, I assume.
Yeah, but you don't, walk into the carriage. No. You know, it's like crawling into a car. No one would... You'd be sitting. It's not a...
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's probably not telling him to, stand straight in.
Yeah. It would be really suspicious if you said disarm yourself and you, snuck inside a concealed area to disarm yourself. It would be...
Okay.
Yeah.
I just go and walk around the back of it, to get around to the other side and cast it.
Okay, that's fair. You can cast it from back there.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So, she opens the gate after you've all disarmed yourself. When it opens, you notice that there are 3 armed men inside.
I give them a quick bow and say, "Good day."
Each one approaches one of you and begins to pat you down. Van Helsing, you've got all this armor on, but they give it a good chink and kind of shove their hands up and down the sides to make sure there's no easily accessible weapons. They go through your greaves, give your boots a pat down. Malachi, if you've got any spell components inside your robes, they find them.
Neil, when I see it, that they're going to pat us down, I hold it. Oh, I forgot something, and I'm taking off my boot and shaking it out, so a small carving knife falls out of the boot. Sorry about that. I forgot I have it always with me.
They
So you're
take
saying,
it
Neil,
and
that they're
just
gonna-
toss it on the other side of the gate.
You're saying they're gonna find my spell components?
They're physically patting you down. If you have anything on your person other than your clothes, they're gonna find it. Unless you have some sort of
Fucking told
proficiency
you.
at hiding things.
Fucking told you, Nick.
Well, let them. I mean, all right. If they're gonna find it, I mean, I feel like it's tiny little bags of stuff. But if they're gonna be that thorough, then let them.
I mean,
let them take
what's
it.
the point in patting someone down if you're not going to be thorough, right?
You're looking for weapons, not like bags of powder. or
She
whatever.
specifically said to drop the spell components,
Yeah,
though.
these
Yeah.
guys have a wizard here. They know what's up.
Wait,
They know what's
does
up.
he wear robes, Malachi?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you might just wear normal clothes.
Okay. Well, let them take them then.
Okay, they come across your stuff and like forcefully reach inside your robes and figure out how they're attached, or if you don't assist with them, they'll wrench it out eventually. But they remove your pouches, walk them to the other side of the wall, and drop them off down over there. And after a good 10 minutes of thoroughly patting you guys down, they proceed to lead you.
As they're doing that, though, as they're like forcefully putting their hands inside my robes, I say to them, "You could at least buy me dinner first."
I'm checking. Oh God, please.
They
Malachi.
stay grim. The
Jesus, does
woman,
this sound like this?
the gatekeeper gives you a frown when they take your bags.
I shake
I'm
my
sure
head.
that was just a mistake.
Well,
Either way, he doesn't have the bags now.
you can
Yes.
think what you want. Do you know what the
Shall
people
we be
say
off?
about the wizard in this castle? You can't be too careful.
You're met with icy silence. The three gentlemen in their leather armor with spears escort you up to the small keep at the back of the keep. As you walk that way, you notice on your left there is a wall made out of iron, just kind of like standing, not attached to anything, just
Does it look like smooth, like immaculately, just like?
It looks like
I swear.
a wall of pure iron, just kind of like sitting on the side.
I'm
That
looking
man
at.
kind of like stops and stares and says, "My God, iron alone is impressive enough, but its proportions are so perfect."
I'm looking at Malachi. This has to be magic, right?
I don't think any smiths. Where would they even get the iron to make this? It seems like a huge waste if they had that much iron.
How much power? How powerful has a wizard to be to conjure a wall of iron?
I shrug.
The guards give you a bit of a move on shove. Not hard, but a gentle enough like bump to keep walking, sort of thing.
Right. Sorry. It's impressive, is all.
Alright. You guys make your way to the keep itself. The guards open the doors and march you into the throne room.
Neil, just a short question. Do these people look in any way weird?
Leather armor, spears, shields, normal
No
clothes.
grace.
They've got snake sigil, coiled rattlesnake sigil on their lapel.
No gray skin? Weird.
No gray skin. I don't know why they would have gray skin. No.
Is Baron Song just sitting in the room?
No. Well, yes. You don't know. None of you guys have ever seen Baron Song.
Right, but there'd be like a throne or something that he's seated
There
on.
is a
right?
throne on a small dais, and sitting inside of it is the biggest man you've ever seen in your life. He's huge.
All right, I sort of stop and kind of look to like get the indication that we should come forward. Like I want to confirm this is Baron
He
Song.
waves you forward. He's like 6'8", 250 pounds, middle-aged.
Okay. Then takes a deep bow and says, "Good day, my lord."
You guys hear the sound of doors shutting behind you, and look to see that the three guards have taken up a position. And moving from behind a few pillars are three more guards, all with spears. The large man is sitting in the chair against which lies a large two-handed sword.
Is he wearing armor or normal clothes?
He's wearing field plate armor. He has a short sword at his side and a dagger on his other side as well.
I bow as well.
takes a step forward and in a deep rumbling voice says, "So, what do we have here today? What do the three of you want?"
I was formally appointed by the Baroness of Shirebrook to investigate the disappearances in the Shadow Mountains, and I would like to speak to the Baron on this matter.
Baron Song is not receiving company today. I will be speaking in his place with his full authority. So.
Very well. That's fine. I simply would like to request a quick conversation with Ark Carl. I've asked many wizards about the disappearances of late, and none of them have known anything. I've heard he's powerful. He has a large reputation before him. I'd like to see if he knows what I speak of.
Ark Carl missing.
Missing?
He vanished. A week or two ago. About 2 weeks ago. Something like that.
No signs of where he went?
I have no idea where he is.
I see.
May we see his chambers? Or is that too much to ask?
You may not.
Is there anything else you need here, Malachi? Because if he's not here, we have no business.
You've come all this way to speak with the Dark One?
I was formally appointed to do this task, and I will see it done.
I hate to disappoint you. Where did you say you came from?
Shirebrook.
Well,
how is the Countess there? The Baroness there?
Dead.
The Baroness?
Her daughter Baroness Valmont has died. Her daughter, Stella Valmont, has taken power.
Are you certain?
Yes, I saw her body myself.
She died about a week ago.
From
poison.
Poison?
Yes, I'm a cleric back in Shirebrook. I confirmed that personally.
Countess Castilian is dead too.
Yes, we were denied entry into Thornwood on that matter.
I was aware that Countess Castilian had perished.
When did she die?
We didn't get any
ago.
answers.
Sorry?
Week and a half ago or so. Shortly after the disappearance of our Carl. But there is no reason to believe the two are linked. Carl has disappeared for great periods of time before.
Right. He does have a reputation of turning up in people's bedrooms, though, doesn't he?
Well, we don't want to assume anything.
Malachi, I'm sure his sexual exploits are none of our business.
Well, anyway.
I'm a cleric back in Shirebrook.
Yes, I've heard you say that many times today.
I apologize for being redundant, but could you send a letter to Shirebrook if our Carl returns?
I will. Just so you know, my name is Haynes Valmont. I was the Baroness's younger brother.
Oh.
I'm sorry to break the news so abruptly. Forgive my rudeness, my lord. And I give a quick bow.
You say Stella is in charge?
Yes.
Indeed.
We actually rescued her from Carrick. I don't know if you knew that she had been captured some time ago.
Shakes his head. I am unfamiliar with that story.
You know the town Anvil?
Distant little town.
It was taken over by a mercenary named Carrick.
Yeah, put to death.
Yep.
Well, before that happened, he captured your niece on the road, and we rescued her.
Thank you for that. May
now she's
I
the
know the
Baroness.
names of those I address?
I'm Van Helsing.
And my name is Malachi.
I am Kine.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Our Carl's gone. What exactly is it that you were asking in about? Perhaps there's something...
The Shadow Mountains, south of Shirebrook. Many settlements near the Shadow Mountains have disappeared entirely, without a trace.
So this is unrelated to
we found
Baroness's
some
death?
Yes.
As far as there's no sign that they are linked.
We found some type of strange magic And, well, we heard that how powerful apparently our car is, and
How strange.
Strong enough that it left a residual aura. Not simply.
Look, I don't know too much about magic here, but
I asked every wizard in Shirebrook, and none of them knew anything about it.
To let me speak clear, something my companion Van saw something we could not quite understand, something dark yet not dark, something else.
I don't know.
At least we thought he would be the ideal person to speak to.
Just be careful down there. Those woods are nasty.
I'm well aware.
Is old James still as dull as a brick?
If he's the one who watches the gates, then yes.
Yeah, that's my older brother James. He's got kicked in the head by a horse when he was much younger. Dumbass was standing right behind it. I don't suppose you guys will be staying for dinner then.
If you would invite us, I'd be happy to stay.
I don't know, Van. Do you have the time?
We could always leave tomorrow. I don't see any reason to turn down such an invitation.
Where else are we going?
Indeed. Well,
I knew this would be a waste of time. We should have searched for the Baroness's murderer instead.
You can still do that.
Well, I probably no. You know what? I'm sorry. I have to redact that invitation. As much as I'd like to speak to you about my home, I've got official duties to. Right, I got to be in charge. So Of
course. Do send that letter if our Carl returns. And in the meantime, do you know any? I spoke to Aldrich and Rahana in Shirebrook. They're experienced wizards, but not necessarily anywhere near as renowned as your Carl. Do you know any wizards who might not necessarily rival him in power, but be somewhere in between the two?
I think Countess Castilian's got a pet wizard, or she used to before she died.
I don't suppose you'd have any way of getting us into the town? They denied us entry when we tried last time.
Well, shit. I probably can't send you a message either. Shirebrook, we're keeping all of our people close. Three nobles dead in a period of 2 weeks? A period of a week?
Well, the Count of Newfort probably died of old age, so...
We don't really know that. The assassin hung up outside. When did, I assume, you tried to kill the Baron?
Oh, yeah.
When was that?
About a week ago.
Related, you think?
It almost fits perfectly. Baroness Valmont died about a week ago.
So, this assassin, what did you find out about it before she was killed?
Not much. Her family was being held against her will, or their will. It was one of those poison the Lord or your whole family gets it sort of things. I rode out to where her family was supposed to be held and didn't find him there, but found a bloody mess. Never figure out who it was that was keeping him ransom, but they had sent a hand of the cook's young niece over to prove a point. So
would you be willing to take us to where they were being held? Or at least tell us where to go?
There's a village to the east of here, right before you hit the forest, a little bit south off the road. What was his name? Red Post or Bull Post or Post Watch? Something about a post or a stick or a log, or maybe about a sign. Something in that realm.
Okay, and where? In a barn? The basement of a tavern? Where?
No, there's a shack out by a field. All right, so you're walking into town, and he gives you directions, but they're pretty unclear, and he seems rather unprofessional.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find our way.
You mentioned not being able to send a letter. Would you be able to? Are there any messengers outside of the keep that you could hire? You don't have to say that our Carl's returned. Any letter addressed to me, I would understand your meaning. You could write about home cooking for all I care. I would understand what you mean.
He nods. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
Father Van Sing in Shirebrook, right?
Van Helsing.
Van
Hyphenated. Yes, it's hyphenated. I kind of described the intricacies of spelling that name.
Uh-huh.
Tell you what, I can. This is, I guess, I wouldn't say off the record, but I can offer you a service if we were to stay overnight. Being a cleric, I have access to certain magics. I could attempt to speak with this assassin, force them to answer a question, 2 questions actually.
Well, the assassin's dead.
Yes, I can speak with the dead.
You can speak with the dead, can you? Well,
yes. You don't have to trust my answer. I simply couldn't.
Well, we got every question out of her that we needed to. We have methods.
Okay.
And she didn't talk about who had.
Oh, she willingly spilled every bit of information, but she didn't know anything. Poor girl, subject of some greater plot by someone else. Just a real pawn in their moves.
Mm-hmm.
Loyal cook, been here longer than I have, but
Sure. If we end up returning in the future, do tell us anything you've learned. I think it may very well be related to Baroness Valmont's murder.
Do you know where her family lived? Did they all live together? Perhaps there would be clues in their houses from where they were taken.
I took a pretty good look at everything. I didn't find anything there. Whoever was behind this cleaned up well.
Well, anyway, we should.
Yeah. I don't think you'll find anything, but feel free to take a look around. But don't go throwing official my name into this.
Oh, of course not.
No.
But with all of the assassinations on the nobles, this is the only one with a trail.
Well, we can maybe look around, but I think we took our time here enough.
Sure.
Well, we're heading back east anyway.
Tell you what, if you happen upon any other assassins in the future, keep them alive for a while and send word to me. I can forcefully read others' thoughts if given time to prepare for it.
Forcefully read thoughts?
Soon enough, I'll be able to relive their own experiences. They may not know names, but I could live it through them. I could see a face.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's
a
Power of the Gods is something potent.
Jesus Christ. I remember when I was younger, it was just your sword and the enemy's armor, and that's all it took to get through the situation. Now there's mind reading, people walking through walls, people being eaten by witches.
A witch is eating people.
Yeah.
That's new information to me. I've heard nothing about that.
What kind?
Previous captain of the guard here consumed all his flesh, consumed in a single night.
Why was there a witch here?
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Long story.
Do you know from where this witch came?
Shirebrook.
Huh.
Oh.
You heard of the Witch of the Wilds?
Yeah.
It's a hag that lives south of Shirebrook.
She does. It is said she lives near the Shadow Mountains.
Why would she come up from the Shadow Mountains all the way to Misty Rapids?
Anyway, I think we can make our mind about this later.
Sure. If our Carl returns, you could also feel free to tell him that we asked after him. I assume he has the power to teleport himself around. I've heard as much.
You sure you want him coming after you?
Is he going to kill me?
People seem to vanish around him.
Stick with the letter. I'll come visit myself.
Well, I think we should be going.
Sure. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for intruding.
Good luck, and give my best to Stella and the others.
I will.
Tell them the bear doesn't forget them.
I'll do just that. And then I turn and walk out.
The guards escort you back out. through the open field to the wall and out to the other side of the gate. The knight on duty out there gives you a, just a general glance. Sees you, watches you gather up your gear. Doesn't say anything unless you address her.
I mean, I think I probably just tossed myself in the carriage as I took it off. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
So I think
I'm assuming my position beside Jeeves.
All right.
Another dead end.
Well, he may contact us in the future. At least we have that going for us.
We don't know if we want that.
He seemed like a good man, I'm going to be honest.
I don't mean Haynes, but Carl.
I think Haynes may contact us directly. We can meet with our Carl on our own terms.
Well, should we check out this? Should we check out this village?
Sure.
Okay.
We tell Jeeves. Jeeves probably knows where it is. We'll just, it's post something, red post or sign or something.
So you actually have plenty of time to get there today. You find yourself at the village. Sometime later, the village is situated out just near the edge of the Tether Wilds and the Thornwood Forest. It's a small one, population in the low hundreds. It's a little confusing to follow his directions, but eventually you find the shack in question. You see all sorts of wreaths and gathered flowers resting at the base of it. It looks like it's become somewhat of a memorial. The plants are mostly withered away. And as you guys pull up your carriage near the shack, you notice off in the fields there are other villagers who have taken note of your presence here, but have not approached you.
I'll step out of the carriage and talk to Van and say, let's check out the scene. Perhaps if you can find any remnants of the people who were held there, we might be able to ask them some questions from beyond the grave.
I will take a look around.
Sure. You said it was a serpent, right? Do you think it was poisoned?
Well, Heinz suggested that the people who were held here were butchered, so...
Right, I'm saying that...
The assassin? Well, who knows?
Never mind.
It doesn't matter too much. Kine, why didn't you look for any tracks that might have been missed or something like that around the trail of blood or something?
Kine, would you give me a tracking proficiency, please?
Yes. By the way, Neil, my tracking is now 15 because it increases with level 3 level. Yeah.
Malachi, if I cast thought capture and the memories are intense enough, I might see a face.
That's a good idea.
That's a pass. No, that's a fail.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right, you search about, but all the tracks are muddled with those of the people that have come through recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suggest staying here until until tomorrow, so I can cast thought capture and see if I get a memory intense enough to.
That's a good idea.
See vision, because I can see visions for intense enough memories. I might spot a face.
Do you have Speak with Dead learned?
No, I can do that tomorrow.
Well, let's see if we can find any remains. I'm going to see if there's any magical residue around, and I'll cast Detect Magic.
There is no magical residue in the area.
Okay.
I will try and scan the rest of the village if possible.
Nothing within range. The village is kind of far away. This is a shack out near one of the fields.
Okay.
A remote location where the screams of the people being butchered wouldn't be heard from the people in town.
Okay.
I'll go and find a villager.
Sure, it's maybe like a 15-minute walk until you're close enough to one to chat. He's standing out at the edge of his field, leaning on his pitchfork. Howdy, dude.
Hello there, friend. That shack down the road that away. You know much about that? You hear about what happened there?
Oh, yeah. Heard about it, all right. Real nasty business. What's your interest with it?
I'm trying to track down the culprits.
Couple of Knight and some other folks came through here a few days back doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, knights tend to be more dull-witted than wizards.
You're a wizard?
Well, yeah, as long as you don't judge me for it.
You don't look like any wizard I've ever seen.
Maybe you've been seeing the wrong type of wizards.
Thought you all was supposed to be scary.
No, not all of us.
Oh.
So you can trust me.
Well, sorry, what was the question?
Well, do you know anything?
No. The Roberts were, well, Robert and his folks. They kind of vanished one day. And I don't really know where they went. Kind of looked around for them a little bit, and eventually someone checked the shed here and found kind of a bloody mess.
Did
reported it back
anyone
to
else?
The Baron.
Anyone else?
Oh.
Yeah.
And what
Did anyone else disappear from the town around that time? Anyone go missing?
Yeah, Willie's boy.
How old was Willie's boy?
Oh, little Johnny must have been 8 or 9.
What happened to him?
Don't know. Went missing. What missing means.
Sure. Do you think you could tell me where Robert and his family lived and lead me to Willie's father?
To Willie.
Sorry, yeah. Willie's
boy.
Willie's
Johnny's
boy.
the one that's gone.
Johnny's father.
Johnny's
Willie.
father. Yeah. Sure. I can take you. He walks you into town. It's a bit of a jaunt. You come to the house, which is not that much of a house. It's like a single room dwelling that Robert and his family lived in. And he also shows you to Willie. Which one would you like to do in which order?
I'll just take a glance at the house. Is the door like on its hinges? Like
No, it's intact.
Okay. I'll go to speak to Willie first.
Alright. Willie is over in the tavern. His head is kind of resting on the bar. Got his hand around a glass. It's hot in the tavern.
Is he drinking beer, or is he drinking like...
It looks like hard alcohol, but his head's on the edge of the bar. His eyes are closed. The barkeeper sees you coming in. Howdy there, stranger. Don't get a lot of travelers through here, not many places to go. What's your business in town, and what'll you be drinking?
Oh, I was hoping to speak to Willie here, is it? And I take a seat on the bar next to him.
He's not doing much talking these days. I think he's passed out right now.
Well, maybe now's his lucky day. I shake him, try and wake him up.
He eventually comes to. Who the fuck are you?
I'm here to help. Your boy go missing?
Yeah, you know something about him?
I understand it can be a hard time. Make a man want to drink.
Wait, you know what happened to my boy? You know what happened to little Johnny?
I'm just trying to connect the dots. A lot of people have been going missing recently. What happened? When's the last time you saw him?
Sent him off to get water from the well. And he ain't come back yet. That was
okay.
4 days ago now.
Okay, and where's the well?
Right at the edge of the woods. It's big, with stones, and a little roof to keep the water out, but why do we keep the water out of the well when it rains? What does that matter? Oh, maybe it's to keep birds from pooping in it.
Well, look, bartender, buy this man a drink, and I'll throw him a couple of silver. Thanks for your help, Willie. If I find anything, I'll be in touch.
Wait, hold on. You bringing back my boy? I'm gonna come with you.
No.
No, I'm not leaving some stranger to go look after my son. You could be a pedophile for all I know, looking for little lost boys.
Really, sir, I suggest that you stay here, and I'll cast suggestion on him.
Beautiful. Dave, you're right. Maybe I ought to have another drink.
That's the spirit,
I ought
Willie.
to just let the professionals take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you go touching my boy, all right?
So I'll walk back to the shed where the party is.
Mm-hmm. What'd you find out?
Well, I found out where they live, so we could definitely go and check that house to see if there's any tracks around there from where they were taken. And there's a man in town whose son went missing around the same time. Said he went out to the well near the edge of the forest and never came back a few days ago.
You saying he fell down the well?
Well, maybe he fell down the well, or maybe something in the forest took him. Maybe it's connected, maybe it's not. But if we can find a missing child, it's probably worth investigating.
Hmm.
Do you find anything here?
No, not yet. I'll have to wait until tomorrow before I can do anything with this.
You find any hair or anything like that?
No, I haven't. Oh yeah, actually, did we find any hair like lying around?
Yeah, you do find maybe a dozen different strands of hair.
Okay, I try and see if any do any of them look like they're from different heads? Is what I'm getting at, like different colors of hair and stuff like that.
They're all roughly the same color.
Okay. I say, Malik, I don't really want to stay here a whole extra day. If we get a barn really fast, I could take a quick nap, memorize the spells we need.
Well, why don't we go and check out this well?
Sure.
In the house and see what's there, and then we'll see where we are at the end of that. Kine, you might be able to find some tracks around the house, perhaps.
Hopefully, any tracks here around this shed are too muddled.
Don't forget, out of game, you can double check again with if you spend like another hour, you can check again, can't you?
Yeah, but I don't think you were away for an hour, right?
No. Right, yeah. I just mean if we were to spend the rest of the day. Okay, well I'll take them to Robert's house.
Okay.
Oh, and you question, because I just looked at ranger abilities and tracking again, and apparently if I have a successful tracking check, I can make an identification check.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on my level, I get information. Because you gave me information like probably type of creature or specific type of creature and where it was heading, but on level 1 and 2, and 3, but 1 and 2 I only get general type of creature, then 3 to 4 specific type of creature where it was heading, and it goes on and on.
But you still have to pass your tracking check.
Yeah, I have to make a second tracking check, basically.
Okay, so go ahead and make me another tracking check. Now, there are definitely significant modifiers here because it has been many days and there's a penalty for every 12 hours. And there's also other people whose tracks have crossed this. There's all these flowers and wreaths lying around. So people have clearly walked around here. So you're actually going to need a really good roll to find anything meaningful.
Something like 1.
Wow, you just rolled a 1, yeah.
A really good roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Literally the best roll possible. Well, Neil's looking that up. For anyone who doesn't know, we do it's inverse for Core 2nd Edition. You want to roll low on skill checks.
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking around the house, trying to find what exactly it is that where these people could have gone. And you notice that there are a lot of prints and tracks around the front of the building, and trails leading off towards the main road, and trails leading off back towards the village. Then there's the wagon tracks that you came through on, that are clearly from your wagon. And inside there are prints all over the floor, kind of muddling everything up, except for areas around these pools, areas kind of matted together round that looks like pools of blood. There are horse prints outside the shack as well that look like from animals beyond the horses that you've brought here, because they're a little bit heavier. They look like horses with riders came through here as well. The horses on riders must have been 4 or 5 days ago. Maybe only 3 or 4 days ago. 3 to 5 days ago. Let's call it. Yeah. So that is what your tracking gives you.
Well, nothing new. Just a lot of people a few days ago.
Sure, the people have probably been all around this place since what happened, but maybe there's been less activity around Robert's house. Maybe they'll have more luck.
I don't know. Do you think people would have just... I feel like after disappearing, people would have gone over to look around themselves. I think everybody wants an opportunity to investigate for a friend.
You said something about a well.
Yeah, well, it's on the way. Let's check out the house first, and then we'll head to the well afterwards. There's a chance the well's not related.
Okay.
You guys go into the village and find Robert's house. It is standing just fine. It's a single dwelling domicile. There are 2 doors, the front door and the back door. There's a little white picket fence around the outside with a garden, some weeds that are starting to grow up in and amongst the plants, but they've just barely started growing. Looks like it was well tended until this week.
So maybe if whoever took them had to sneak into the house, maybe you'll find a way, some tracks leading up to one of the windows or the back door.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look around the house.
As you guys start looking around the house, one of the folks in town that's walking by walks up to you guys and says, howdy there, strangers. Well, you looking for someone? Something I can help you with?
We're trying to find out what happened to Robert and his family.
Oh, terrible deed. You haven't heard? Butchered like pigs outside of town.
Yeah, we know what happened. We're trying to find out how and who.
Oh.
The details.
Yeah, and...
Good luck to you, then.
Thanks. Do you know anything that might be useful?
Shakes his head. No, I just know what everyone else has heard. Nah, I ain't seen nothing.
Do you have a barn we could borrow for a couple hours? I'm a cleric. There's some magic I can cast, but I need a quick chance to take a nap before I can do so. I could give you a few silver to rent it out.
You can't just nap out under a tree? You need a barn?
I guess I could do that. Barns are just a little bit more enclosed, more secure.
Well, I'm a tanner. I don't have a barn, but I'm sure you could ask just about anyone. Folks around here are pretty... Well, that's not true. Folks around here are kind of standoffish, but to folks like you, silver would loosen their tongue. I should go.
Sorry.
We will find a place for you, Van. Just let us focus on the task at hand now.
Right. I'm just trying to cover our bases.
So, another tracking check, Neil?
Yeah, give it to me.
Roll out.
11.
Okay.
Don't know what
And your check
modifiers
is a
apply.
15?
Yeah.
So you search the perimeter of the house and find nothing. Just so you know that do you have the player's handbook open on something? Table 39 on page 86 under proficiencies shows you the modifiers for tracking. So with an 11, you can try to infer what might be causing your penalties to cause it to fail.
It's a -1 for every 12 hours, right?
Yes.
I can't open it. Reason.
Well, if there's nothing here, we have some leads. Maybe we can try after Van sleeps. But should we head to the well?
Sure. Let's take a look around.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a clear trail out to the well, and when you get there are some people loading buckets with water, giving a chat. The women give you a curious look as you approach and stand off to the side and stop their conversation to see what it is that you guys are doing as you arrive.
Sure. I'll sort of talk to them and ask for a little bit of information about what happened while they do their investigation.
Sure. I'll go up to the well and I want to take out my continual light stone. and hold it down at arm's length and try and look down the well to see if there's a dead boy floating in it.
No. Just water down at the bottom of it. It's stone all the way down.
I'm going to take a look around the well. He said he was... Malachi, did he say anything else about the boy and the well?
He said that the last time he sent him off to get water from the well and never returned.
Well, better sweep the area then.
Give me a tracking check.
4 or 5 days is going to be like a -10.
Yes.
All right, we'll get to you in just a moment. Van Helsing, you approach the ladies down by the well.
Yeah, I mean, we can RP it if you want, but I'm basically just asking if they know any new information that we haven't heard yet.
They giggle as you approach.
Just
you
thought
quickly get the impression that they are
I'm just
tickled
going to
by the
toilet.
thought of talking with you. Sorry, Bastion. You going?
Yeah, no, I just have to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Just...
We're going to go to break in just a minute anyway.
Oh, okay.
Go for it. They seem pretty amused to be talking to you.
I'm used to it. I just kind of, I'm used to it at this point. He's probably not even phased, actually.
Probably not.
And,
But
like,
it's definitely like the younger girls that are getting water from the well. Oh my God! Look at this cute cleric of cheese.
All right.
No, I imagine that happened to the boy.
How attractive are the girls?
Emil, once you get an attractive young female cleric of cheese, you can successfully floor Van Helsing with some flirting. But until then, I think he just kind of shrugs it off.
Yeah, but I might take Van's seconds.
They are of average attractiveness.
Ah, well, never mind then.
What's wrong with average people, huh? Your average attractiveness. Why are your standards so much higher for women?
He's level 6 though, so it's
because I've got enough gold that I can safely purchase the company of a higher than an average attractiveness woman.
That's true.
There you go.
And I could cure any STDs you get. Magic is an amazing thing.
Exactly. I could just cast suggestion, and who knows what could happen. All right, so are we going to break then? Because we need to know what Bastion rolled on his check, don't we?
We do, and we need to go to break because what he rolled is interesting. So we'll come back from break, and we'll see what Bastion has found in a few minutes. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.